What's up, gang? I just wanted to show off a couple new toys that I got. This one is called Quadhands, and these little arms here will hold PCBs that you're working on, one on either side. One of them has, it's this one over here, has a spring on it so that when you get it close you can really wedge it in there. And this is this is what I'm using it for on this chassis. I look and see what cap I need over here, and then I find the cap and I spin it around, crank it tight. Actually, I'd probably put it a little bit like that. Then I could do my work on the board here. And then, of course, when I need to put the cap back in, I just move it back up like this, slide it into the appropriate place, and then I'll split it down. Now, it was a little tough to use when I first got it. It could be just trying to figure it out and whatnot. I gotta shut this doors. They're playing music out there really loud. So one thing I noticed is these little arms that you slide the board into. Now it could be because I'm trying to use this for such a big chassis. This is not ideal for this thing. It does work this way. I just had to kind of try to find the best place, because we have a lot of stuff here on the underneath side. All of this stuff here makes it kind of hard. It won't, it won't swivel down here. There's not enough clearance. So you got to bring it up, and it's a little off center, but it's working out just fine that way. Let me see if I can center just a little different way. And so I would like if these were a little longer, and if these legs here were adjustable where I could go a little higher, would be great. And then also if the groove inside these little arms was a little deeper, had a little more bite to it, I'd feel a little bit better. But I got it to work. It works fine. Like I said, it was just a little bit of trial and error until I got it figured out. But I have a couple caps here set up to change and show you why I do like it. So I'm going to change this one here and then this one here that's next to it. And so let's see, the first one is going to be C220. I already have these caps pulled for myself. Tighten it down. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we should be, try to zoom in a little bit better. Sorry, it's really bad when you try to move around when you're zoomed in. Let's see, that was, I already forgot, 220. Yeah, C220. It's 470 microfarads and 25 volts. So I can kind of feel it with my finger. I know it's going to be somewhere in here. So it's right here. Now working on this, I also noticed just happened that there's a few solder joints down here that I want to clear the solder off and reflow it on there. They look cracked for sure. Just a side note. Okay, so we have this one here. Yeah, I know I'm shaky. Come on. And these legs are bent. Just like I always complain to you guys not to do. This person totally bent the legs on everyone. Okay, so there we go. And positive was towards me, and it's marked that way. So then now I'm just gonna release the pressure a little bit. Spin it around. I don't need to tighten it up just because I'm just putting the cap in. Back out so you can see what I'm doing. And the positive leg is the longer leg. Okay, pull it back down, crank it tight again. Zoom in again. Let's see, that's about as good as I get. So like I was just complaining about, I take one, I bend it over all the way. That holds it really good in place most of the time, unless it happens to be like a giant cap or something. Then I solder one leg at a time. Okay, and then I stand this guy up. And this way, when you come back to cap it, or whoever caps it after you isn't aggravated with you like I am the guy before me, because the legs are straight in there. They come right out whenever you go to remove it the next time. And mostly I do it for myself because I work on a lot of these things. They come back in a couple of years and I do them again, or they're in the arcade that I work for. Actually, that's pretty good for a demonstration on this, I would say. Like I said, it's pretty handy to have something hold it for you, and you can just spin it around back and forth like this. It's got a pretty heavy base, even though I just flipped it all over the place. I have it in there pretty tight because it's off center here. So I'll put a link in the description to this. It was, I think, $48 or so plus tax. And then let me get set up and I'll show you the next little tool I got. Okay, this is the other one I wanted to show you guys. And I didn't aim these arms to be exactly perfect, even though I should have filmed it. This one's called a Geyostar Helping Hands Third Hand Soldering Vise. It's Geyostar. It might be Geyostar. I don't know. I didn't want to say it like that, but it could be. And this one, this is just the neck board for that other chassis over there. I could very easily use the other vise to work on this one. I just wanted to use it in this application just to show you the tool in itself. So it has 6 arms. They bend whichever way you need them. And it has these rubber coated alligator clips on the top. They just slide off. You can also buy like a little magnifying glass end to go on one. There's a couple other ends. It's got a pretty heavy base on it. It is metal and it has rubber feet. I thought it was magnetic, but I think it was just because I was moving this thing around all day the other day and I got the two confused. But it's not magnetic and it can tip and fall over, so you want to, you know, just keep everything kind of over the base. But it's mostly for small boards, and I work on lots of, let me see if I can find one, lots of little boards about this size. And so this is going to be really handy for that rather than the big vise. And it's another way to keep me from working off this metal table here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this cap right here. It's C332. And this is the first time I've used it, so we'll see how it goes. Might have to add some solder to this guy. Yeah, let's just go ahead and add a little solder. It's kind of old. And so, yeah, with both of these tools, they're new to me, so I'm not really giving a full review yet. As the channel goes and I use them more and more often, I will definitely give my thoughts and opinions on them, and hopefully I made a good choice. It seems like they're perfectly fine for what I'm trying to do. There may be more expensive ones or cheaper ones that do other things, but this is what I liked out of just kind of going through Amazon and Googling parts that I knew I wanted. I'd seen other people using things like these, especially this one here. The Quadhands, actually Mike bought something at the electronics store a few months ago or a few weeks ago, and I really liked it. It's much smaller. It's only probably, I don't know, 6 inches or so off the ground, or off the base. So, well, I guess mine's not really that high either. It just seems bigger because it's wider. But once I get to know them really, really well, I will do a full review and let you know if I made a mistake or if it was a good idea. And this is kind of handy. It's light enough you can just pick it up, do what you need to do. Just want to make sure I have this the right way. I think, no, I have it in the wrong way. The legs on this one are almost the same length, so it was easy to confuse. But you look at the band is only on one side, and that's going to be your negative side. I know I repeat myself a lot, but this might be somebody's first video into soldering, and we don't want to steer them the wrong way. Okay. So once again, another quick 5-minute video that I think is going to be 5 minutes is probably going to be like 15. I just can't get myself to shut up. Shut up and do the work. I didn't check to make sure I was on frame either. Okay. I'm not zoomed in, but then once again, I'm going to straighten the second leg. Okay. Clean off my tip. And then how I do it is I cut off the legs as I go. I cut the leg off. Then I go over to my, what I call the cap map. That's my notes, so I tell you the right thing. I'm going to put the links in the description, like I said earlier. And so I come 332 here, and I mark off 332. And that's it for that one. There's something else I was going to say, but I guess it's not too important. But oh yeah, that's it. Going to show you so I ordered a set of new tips for my Weller. If you remember a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so, I have the WP25 soldering iron. It's one of the professional models. There's a few of them, and sorry, this thing was $18 plus tax. These were $12 for a set. Now I have one of them in there because I needed a brand new one badly. But you have two that are fine tip, one chisel, one big guy like this, and I have a smaller one on there that's like this. But oh no, that one really is different. The one I have is kind of like shaved off part of the pencil. But this was, like I said, $12 or so. Not bad. They work fine on my iron. So I'm probably going to buy another set of those. That I know that they're generic, but they work fine. And I think that's it for now. We do have some more tools coming in. We have the hot air desoldering, or hot air surface mount soldering station coming in hopefully soon, because I have some boards we need to get to work on that. But that's some new stuff. I just wanted to show it off while I'm working on something. Thanks for watching.